Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, I want to share with you my current anti-aging skincare routine. I'm now 35, and since entering my 30s, I've noticed an increase in fine lines and wrinkles, certainly an increase in hyperpigmentation, and a loss of firmness and elasticity as the levels of collagen in our skin decrease over time. However, all is not lost, because actually I've been able to counteract and reverse a lot of that by dialing up the strength of some of the actives in my routine and switching in and out some of the products. And that's kind of what I want to share with you today. I'm going to be doing my morning routine as we go through this video because I think it's been a hot minute since I've actually done a live skincare routine for you guys. So sit back, relax, and let's talk the best in anti-aging skincare. Now, I've actually got a whole lot to cover in today's video because I've got a reasonably comprehensive routine. But before I cut the waffle and just delve straight into the routine itself, there's a couple of things I want to cover off. First of all, my skin type. I have super oily and acne prone skin. Even in my mid-30s, I still suffer with adult acne, and I've kind of come to terms with that. My primary reason for doing skincare at the moment is to offset some of the aging rather than for fighting the acne. And I'd say that most of the ingredients and products that I'm sharing in today's video are applicable for all skin types, but where that differs, I will call it out as the video goes along. I also would love to know what your favorite anti-aging skincare products are, so sound off in the comments below. Leave me your recommendation and your ride or die favorites because I love to hear them. Whilst you're down there, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and a like because honestly, it supports me and the channel so much and I would love you forever. But should we just get straight on into it and start our routine with cleansing, which I actually did off screen. Cleansers are something which I've really mixed up as I've entered my 30s. When I was in my 20s, it was whatever was cheapest at the drugstore. If it was on sale, I'd use it as my cleanser, and I never really thought there was a whole lot of difference from one cleanser to another. I now realize I was totally wrong, and choosing the right cleanser for your skin type and your skin's needs is super important. Your cleanser should never leave you feeling stripped and dried, because that dehydration you're then going to have to fight and counteract through the rest of your routine, and it kind of sets your routine up for failure from the start. I also look for pH balanced cleansers because again, just keep everything at a nice equilibrium to start your routine off, and the skin's natural pH is 5.5, so kind of look for a cleanser with a pH in that realm. I've got two of my absolute favorites. This is the one I used this morning, which is the Geek and Gorgeous Jelly Joker Cleanser. Such a gorgeous product. Honestly, I love it. It's bouncy, it's bougie. It feels a little luxurious on the skin, but it's super affordable in drugstore. It's also balanced to the skin's natural pH, and I find it gets rid of absolutely everything, bar maybe the most stubborn waterproof makeup and SPF. So if you're using this in the evening to remove the day, you might want to use it as the second step in a double cleanse, but on a morning, this is the perfect cleanser. I've linked this below, as I will all of the products I mentioned in today's video, in case you do want to check them out, look at the price point, read some of the reviews and all that good stuff. Another product which I didn't use this morning, but I do sometimes use is this. This is the Haru Black Rice Cleanser. I love this because it's got a really unique texture. It feels like velvet on the skin. So good. And same with the Geek and Gorgeous. It gets off almost everything you need, making it perfect for that one-step cleanse in the morning. Again, balanced to the skin's pH of 5.5, and it's also got some calming and soothing ingredients in here as well, making it great if you have any sensitivity or wake up with any redness in the skin. Either of these cleansers are literally fantastic, but I would definitely say whichever you choose, just make sure that it's not leaving the skin stripped and dried, which is something I never cared about in my 20s, but as my skin has dried a little bit as I age, definitely something I'm more conscious of now. Now, before we move into the rest of the routine, I have a couple of steps that I just do to get out of the way so they can start working as I apply the rest of my products. First and foremost is this. This is the Q&A Caffeine Eye Serum. You'll often notice as we age, our under eye circles, discoloration and bags tend to get a little bit more pronounced. So caffeine is going to be your best friend. I love this because it's affordable. There's loads of other ones out there, but the rollerball on this means that you get a nice bit of massage with it as you apply it. I just apply a couple of strokes and then leave it to do its work as the rest of my routine continues. Keep it in the fridge because the calming, soothing and the constricting abilities of that cool product, honestly game changing. But whichever one you choose, just make sure you have that caffeine eye serum because we all need a little bit of help as our skin ages. I also, specific to my skin type, because I'm super oily and acne prone, I do a little bit of spot treatment. This is the Vichy Normaderm SOS Sulfur Paste, and where I do have a few zits, I just put a very light amount. It's green and it disappears onto the skin flawlessly. I've got a few zits just here by my eyebrows, so I just put a little bit of that on just to calm and soothe. It's not anti-aging, but if you do suffer with adult acne, honestly, sulfur could be your best friend. Now, should we move on to the routine itself? Exfoliation is key as we age because we often notice that our cellular turnover decreases. I, however, stopped reaching for an exfoliator every single day because I found it was just too much for my skin. My skin's got slightly more sensitive as I've aged, and also I find, like I said before, a little bit drier than it used to be. I cut out that glycolic acid because I just thought it was too much for my skin, and I switched it up for this. This is the ordinary lactic acid, which is my absolute favourite. Of all of the exfoliating acids I've ever tried, I'd say lactic acid is the best when it comes to bringing back that vibrancy, that luminosity. So if you feel that your skin has dulled a little bit as you've aged, lactic acid could be the solution to that. I exfoliated yesterday, so I'm not going to apply this today because I just think, remember, write it down on the calendar, the 2 days that you're going to exfoliate in the week, so we're not overdoing it and risking over exfoliation. But this, honestly, my anti-aging Holy Grail exfoliant. Now, you guys know I am the ultimate fangirl for azelaic acid, and this is the next step I come on into in my routine. I'm reaching for today. This is the A-Pad Azelaic Acid by Geek and Gorgeous, but there's so many different ones out there. I'll link a video up there with some of my favourites. I tend to use this, which is a little bit more gentle as it's a derivative on a morning. Then on an evening when I use my azelaic acid, I'll tend to reach for something like the Face Theory Lumisalia Serum, which is a little bit higher strength. I use my azelaic acid twice a day because I feel that's what my skin needs in terms of suppressing the acne breakouts, but it's also great for anti-aging because it'll smooth the skin, helps tackle hyperpigmentation, and also just calms and soothes everything down. I absolutely love it. I put like 3 drops of this in the palm of my hand, then just apply it to the skin. It is so gel-like. It also has an element of hydration in there, so it's great if you have dryness to the skin, but so good. I tend to leave it about 20 seconds just to sink in, but it doesn't actually need longer than that because it's not super tacky. And then I can move on to the other serums. Now I'm going to come on to my calming and soothing serum. Now, so far you think, hang about, we haven't got a whole lot of actives going on, and I think this is really crucial. You don't need to load the skin with lots of actives to get some really great anti-aging benefits. The azelaic acid is already doing its work to help correct some of that pigment, to calm and soothe the skin. And now I'm going to put on this. This is also by Geek and Gorgeous and their Stress Less Serum. There are loads of calming and soothing serums on the market, but this is my current absolute favourite. The reason I'm including this is because often our skin will become a little bit more sensitive as we age. This will offset that. But also because when your skin is stressed, when it's sensitive, when it's inflamed, this can actually lead to degradation of collagen. It can lead to an increase in hyperpigmentation. It can also lead to the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. So actually, when the skin is calm, it's soothed, everything's just in equilibrium, actually we're less likely to see some additional aging enter our skin, and so it's just a really nice step to include. I use a couple of drops of this serum on the palm of my hand again because I also find this is a really great buffering ingredient to bring back the pH balance to the skin after you've used an exfoliator or another harsh active. It just rebalances everything, meaning the peptides that I'm going to put on next won't become denatured and will work at their optimum strength. So put that on, leave it to sink in. One of the reasons I use a lot of Geek and Gorgeous is I love the textures of their product. Both this and the A-Pad Azelaic Acid are super lightweight. They don't feel sticky, they don't feel tacky on the skin, and honestly they sink in like that, which just means you can get through your routine a little bit quicker if you're on a rush on a morning without having to cut out certain products and steps. Now, let's talk peptides. Honestly, peptides are essential for your anti-aging skincare routine. I covered the whole reason why everyone needs a peptide, whatever your age, in a recent video, which I'll link up there. But in a nutshell, peptides hydrate the skin, which offsets any dryness that you might have. They also can help to even out the skin tone and tackle hyperpigmentation. But most importantly, they can boost the levels of collagen production in the skin. I said earlier that I'd lost some firmness and elasticity in the skin because the levels of collagen just naturally decrease as we age. So using peptides, particularly copper peptides, to boost the body's ability to produce collagen will help to plump the skin, help to bring back some firmness, elasticity, and remove some of those fine lines and wrinkles. Honestly, I've noticed such a transformation since using peptides in my routine, and honestly, they're probably my ride or die desert island favourite ingredient when it comes to anti-aging skincare. On an evening, I'll use this product, which is the Copper Amino Isolate Serum by Neod, which I absolutely love. But on a morning, I tend to mix it up. I mix a little concoction of my own. I combine the Matrixyl from The Ordinary with the Azuraline solution from The Ordinary. These two, I actually covered, I learned this from TikTok, and I covered this in a recent video, which I'll link up there. A lot of people say if you combine these two, you get a similar result to Botox. Now, I don't think you get the same results. You shouldn't expect to get the same results from an invasive treatment like Botox, but honestly, I think it works so well at tackling my fine lines and wrinkles, and I wouldn't be without it. I put 1 drop or 2 drops of each in the palm of my hand, and then I just mix them together. This gives a really nice concoction, and it doesn't actually take too long to apply. You can apply them separately, but to be honest, who's got time for that? I focus on where I have the dynamic fine lines and wrinkles around the mouth, around the crow's feet, the forehead, but then I just take the rest of it onto the rest of the skin. I would normally do the neck at this point, but just to keep it simple, because I'm filming and it's really difficult, I forget to take things on the neck. But obviously, always show the neck some love. With the exception of your retinol, everything else I think is suitable to go onto the neck, and it definitely is an area that will age at the same rate as your face, so definitely don't forget it. While that sinks in and does all its Botox in a bottle work, I've been really impressed with the peptides I use. You can reach for some by Medicate, do a fantastic range, but I think when it comes to peptides, Decium has it covered. The Neod Copper Amino Isolate Serum, stunning. These two by The Ordinary, amazing. Whichever you choose, definitely worth checking out the video I linked earlier for helping you to navigate peptides and how they can really help your skin in terms of its anti-aging journey. So far, we've cleansed the skin without stripping and drying. We've added some hydration through the peptides. We've tackled some of the hyperpigmentation and loss of collagen through the peptides and through the azelaic acid. And now it's time to do a little bit of spot treatment. My hyperpigmentation is usually as a result of fading acne marks and scars. And so I use this little gem, the Repigment by Neod, just on those areas where I have that. You can reach for some other spot correctors and hyperpigmentation treatments, such as the Exaglow by Face Theory, also great. But this, I'd say, is the most powerful of all the ones I've used. I just target it where I do have those fading marks and hyperpigmentation, and honestly, I see such a difference. It like halves the amount of heal time on any spot that you've got, and I've noticed about a 60% reduction in my overall hyperpigmentation from using this alongside my azelaic acid. Such a great product. Because it does work, and it's a little bit on the expensive side, I like to leave this like a minute to sink in before I then put anything else on my skincare routine. And hopefully you've kind of seen through this video, I've been using the 60-second rule, which is you should always leave a reasonable amount of time for one product to sink in before you put another on top, just to make sure you're getting that maximum efficacy. But for anyone that's suffering with hyperpigmentation, melasma, specifically if it's dark spot related in specific areas, I think the Neod Repigment could be such a great addition to your skincare routine. Now, that's all that's left to do is to add my antioxidants. Antioxidants are essential in anti-aging because they'll protect the skin alongside your SPF from blue light, certain UVA radiation, and of course just the pollution, the particulate matter, everything that stresses our skin out during the day. These oxidative stresses can break down collagen. They can also lead to inflammation, hyperpigmentation, and an increase in fine lines and wrinkles. So I like to see antioxidants as kind of preventative rather than actually reversing the aging. It prevents future accumulation. My go-to is also by Neod, actually. Again, Neod have featured quite heavily because I just really enjoy their products at the moment, but this is the Survival by Neod. I love this. This is actually the Survival that also has the SPF in, but you can get the Survival Zero that's just the plain antioxidant and add whatever SPF you want to on top of it. This product is so good, and it feels like velvet on the skin. 2 pumps, and I'll take it across my whole face. Now, if I was leaving the house, if I was going out running errands, and I was going to be more in the sun, then I would actually use a more heavy-duty sunscreen. But this one is so good for those days that I'm just in the house, running a few errands, and don't necessarily need that really high UVA protection. The one that I would reach for if I was going out is one that I recently discovered and loved, and it's this. This is the Sun Fragma by Face Theory. This is a hybrid sunscreen that is so good. On my skin, there's 0 white cast, though I would caution if you have deeper, darker, and richer skin tones, you might want to go for something else because this could leave a faint white cast, but this is honestly so good, and it's like a balm, so it's a moisturizer and a sunscreen all in one. For those days that I'm in the house, I treat myself to the antioxidant fix and the sunscreen protection of the Neod Survival. So good, and as you can see, it just disappears. It gives your skin a nice luminosity, and it just feels so good. So there you have it, guys, a rundown of my anti-aging skincare routine. Hopefully I've been able to demonstrate that you can get some really great effective results in terms of your own anti-aging journey without having to reach for too many products. Definitely would recommend a nice, gentle, skin-appropriate cleanser. Follow with an azelaic acid and a targeted pigment corrector, such as that Neod Repigment, or even something like a tranexamic acid if you're looking for something a little bit more affordable. You're obviously going to want to make sure you protect the skin with an antioxidant in your SPF, but beyond that, there's very little extra you need to do. I've got so many great benefits to my own skin for this, and I feel like my skin looks better now than it did back in my late 20s, and I'm so proud of the journey I've been on. All that I'll do now is do a light concealer work using the Ordinary Concealer, which is one of my favourite, just cover up the odd blemish, and I put a stick of this, which is the Face Theory blush. I love this because it cheats. It's a bit of a cheat. It brings back a little colour to the complexion, gives you those rosy cheeks that I think are a really nice sign of youth, and I think it's a great way to kind of cheat a little bit more of a youthful look without having to break the bank. I love this product because it's cream, it blends well, it goes over the top of any SPF you use, and is honestly my holy grail. I would love to know what you think of this routine. Feel free to critique as you want, so sound off in the comment section below. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.